guys, welcome back to my channel, MacGirl25 Antonietta. Today we're going to talk about a product review. There's a bit of contradiction about this type of product, or actually the specific product, because of its price. It is the NARSissist eyeshadow palette, and that's what it looks like. Oh my gosh. So that's what it looks like. When you see this palette for the first time, well, when I saw this palette for the first time, I absolutely fell in love with it. I saw it first on Instagram. Comes with a huge ass mirror too. Look at that. This big mirror. And it comes with 2, 4, 5, 15 shadows. So you know, there are a lot of mixed feedback on this palette because of its price. It is in Canada $85 plus tax, which is a little bit pricey for a 15 shadow palette. Urban Decay, Too Faced, Sigma, what other palettes do I have? Lorac. I have a whole bunch of different palettes from different brands. They're all cheaper than this baby right here, and majority of them come with more product than this one does. Why is it $85? Because of the brand name. It's NARS. It's NARS. That's what you're paying for, is the brand name. I did not purchase this palette. I was gifted this palette by my loving boyfriend. He got this for me as my Valentine's Day gift in February. So, I did not purchase this with my money, and I was lucky that I got this as a gift, because I don't think I would purchase this palette with my own money. I'm wearing it on my eyes today. But you know what, guys? I don't find that I'm gravitating towards it as much as I would with my other palettes that I've used in previous months. Previous months, I would use my palettes every single day. Where this one, I'm not using every single day, and like this past week, I only used it maybe twice, and that was it. And today is including one of those 2 days. So, is it worth the $85 to spend on your own? No. I wouldn't suggest that you pick this palette up with your own money. If, you know, there's a special occasion coming around, your birthday, Mother's Day, you know, if there's a special occasion that's coming around and you know, people are asking you what you want, I would more so put this on your wish list than for you to purchase it on your own, only because it's so expensive. You don't want to be dishing out that amount of money on your, well, I mean, people do dish it out on themselves anyways, but I mean, if you feel bad because it's so pricey, I would more put it towards asking for it in your wish list, opposed to going to get it with your own money. I love the shadows. They're very, very easy to work with. The lighter shadows are not as pigmented as the darker shadows. So the lighter shadows, you guys, I don't know if you can see, they're very light. It takes a bit of time to build the color with the lighter shadows. However, when you start getting into the darker shadows, they are quite pigmented, so, you know, it's not like you have to pack on the color when it comes to the darker shadows. I would say it's a 50-50 like with this palette for me, because I love the dark shadows. They are great to work with. All the shadows are easy to blend with. That's not the issue. My issue is that the lighter shadows, where you would do more daytime looks with, they're not as pigmented, and that's where my disappointment is mostly. is that the lack of pigmentation for the lighter shades for the daytime looks. Even when you want to use the lighter shades as a lid, all over lid color, you have to pack on that shade, and that's what I find is difficult with this palette. Blending wise, it's easy to blend. Texture wise, the texture of the shadows are very smooth and buttery, so hence that's why it's easier to blend with. So you know, I have to say that I'm really disappointed in NARS for the lighter shades. They should have been more pigmented than what they are. The darker shades are great, they're easy to work with, they're blendable. They're all blendable, but the darker shades are more pigmented. Lighter shades aren't, and I don't know what it is. I've tried every single which way to get that pigmentation out of them. Wetting my brush, applying them a little bit damp. It's not, it's the shadow pigmentation of the lighter shades themselves. Yeah, so is this worth $85? No. Would I buy it with my own money? No. I wouldn't suggest you guys purchase this with your own money, because it's not a palette that is going to be used in your stash more often than not. The majority of the shadows that are pigmented are the darker ones, so that would mean that you could only use majority of them during the evening when you're doing evening looks, or you know, if you're just kind of messing around with your makeup, you just want to see what the looks are like. I got a little bit of a darker shadow in the crease today. I'm wearing the deep purple and this mauvey all over the lid, and then I'm wearing this matte cream on the brow bone. And to be honest, guys, I don't think this is a great palette. It's not something that you could rely on for a daytime and a nighttime look. When I first got this, I was so excited to use it. I was so pumped up. The pigmentation on the darker shadows were amazing. As I started to use the palette more and I started to gravitate to the more neutral tones, I started finding that the pigmentation of those neutral shadows were not as great as the darker shades. So NARS, I hope you're watching this video. I'm so disappointed in the quality of the palette, especially for the amount of money that your consumers are paying for to get this palette. It's a very big disappointment. I would have returned the palette if I bought it with my own money. I didn't. It was a gift. I didn't get a gift receipt, so I can't return it. But if I did purchase it with my own money, I definitely would have gotten a refund, because it's not worth the hype. I know that a lot of NARS fans out there probably picked it up because, you know, they love NARS, and don't get me wrong, I love NARS too. I have their bronzer, and I have their foundation powder. They're great. But I think when it comes to an eyeshadow palette, they need to work more on the pigmentation of the neutral colors, because a lot of people are more neutral type of people, where they gravitate more to neutrals for everyday looks. This side of the palette you can probably do for nighttime looks or whenever you're going out, but a lot of the people will gravitate more towards this side of the palette for everyday, during the day office looks, opposed to dramatic eyewear. Yeah, guys, that's all I have to say. I mean, they're blendable, so the blendability is there, the long wearing power is there. It's just the pigmentation of the neutral shades I'm really disappointed in. This was a total bummer for me, because I do love the darker shades. When the neutral shades are not like all up to par, it's kind of disappointing as a palette as a whole. So I have to say I 50-50 like this palette. I like this palette 50%, and I don't like this palette 50% just because of that reason. I'm trying to use it still. I still am trying to play with it a bit more. I'm trying to work with the shadows a bit more. We are coming to the end of March, so I will be swapping out this palette with another one of mine for the month of April. So I'm going to try and utilize this palette for another week or so, see if I can get some use out of it before I swap it out with another palette in my collection for April. But yeah, NARS, you guys need to step it up, because this Narcissist eyeshadow palette, my expectations for you guys when it comes to an $85 palette just does not meet anywhere near with what we paid for, and I'm very disappointed. I am so disappointed that I would be pretty much turned off by gravitating to NARS eyeshadows at all. That's how disappointed I am when it comes to the majority of the neutral shades. So guys, if you guys have the palette, let me know your thoughts. I know everybody's different. Some people love the palette, some people hate the palette. Personally, I'm 50-50, and you know my reasons now to why I'm 50-50. When you're a consumer and you spend money on a product, especially if it's a lot of money, you want to make sure that that product is worth the money you're spending. And to be honest, this is basically worth not even half the money I'm spending on the product, on the palette itself. So this was kind of a bust for me. I thought it was going to be a lot better than what it turned out to be, and it was a pretty disappointment. I'm still going to use it. It's going to be used. It's going to be swapped out in and out of my rotation of palettes. But NARS, you guys really need to step it up, because I am totally turned off by trying out your shadows because of the lack of effort that you guys put into these neutral shades and the pigmentation of them. They're so horrible. You guys leave me comments down below if you have this palette, what your thoughts are. I will be doing more product reviews in the next few weeks, so keep an eye out for that. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe. It is free. And if you guys haven't subscribed, please do. I am going to be doing a giveaway probably once I hit 1,000 subscribers. So keep that in mind. Once I hit 1,000 subscribers, there will be a giveaway. That's my goal. But yeah, so that's my review on the Narcissist eyeshadow palette. It was a bust, 50-50. I was not so impressed. I wouldn't want to see you guys spend that amount of money on something that's just not worth the hype, or not worth your hard-earned money that you work for. I'm actually really glad that I got this as a gift, and it'll still be used, because come on, I'm a beauty lover. Like, it's gonna get used anyway. So just keep that in mind. If you are out in Sephora, you see the palette, you see it's almost $100, you're wondering how this palette is, this is my opinion on it. And yeah, that's what I think about it. So guys, make sure you rate, subscribe. Don't forget, 1,000 subscribers, I will be doing a giveaway. And that was it for my review. If you have any questions, or you want to leave me any comments on what you thought of this, please do so. I would love to hear some feedback on what you guys thought of the palette yourself, because I've seen a couple of mixed reviews. I'd like to see a little bit more feedback. Anyways, hope you guys have a good weekend, and I will talk to you guys soon. Bye!